Hi all, welcome back. It's Fleur from Fleurs by Design. This week Joy and I are taking our inspiration from December dailies. I've always done a December daily, I think, for about the past 8 years or so. I can't remember when Ali Edwards started her December daily, but I've started doing mini albums quite a while ago when I first bought my Bind It All, and they were just Christmas tradition albums or just an album about Christmas. And then I saw the December daily from Ali Edwards and I kind of started doing the same when I started doing a picture a day, which I think was 4 years ago. I take a picture every day of the year. I decided to try my hand at the December daily and doing an album every day of December. So this year I'm using a size I've never used before. So this is the We Are Memory Keepers 8.5 by 11 album, and the sheets that I got to come with it are they look like they're about 3 by 4, but they're not. They're a little bit smaller than 3 by 4. And as you can see, I've got my title page all set up. And all I did for this one is I used some of the crepe paper. This is the Simple Stories wood veneer, and then some gold foil little journaling cards. I had to cut them down a little bit more because, like I said, these are smaller than 3 by 4, but they still work in this size of album. I'm a little bit worried about the size of the album. I'm thinking maybe it might be a little bit too big, depending on how many pictures I take, but I figure I can also add in some 6 by 8, which is the size I normally do, sheets in here as well. So that's what I'm going to go for. So this is my cover page. I'll show you the front of my album first. All I did was use one of those really cute crepe paper shaker mason jars, and I filled it with some sequins and some of the cute little paper and just put on the December magic there. So that's the cover of the album, and then this is my cover page. So basically December, make it a December to remember, and I just used some of the fun crepe paper and made a little shaker pocket. So that's the beginning, and now I will be working on December 1st. So I've got my photos printed out, and you can see I've already started. Nick came back. I don't know how much he's going to do this year, but he's back December 1st. I'm also talking about my December daily there. And of course, we have advent calendars that we open every year. Here's another picture of my December daily cover page. And then I'm going to add this one, which is we went to see a friend's son in a play called You Can't Take It With You. It was through a school. So we also did that on December 1st. So this is December 1st. And I bought these gold. These are American Crafts, so I bought these specifically for my December daily. And I love that they went from 1 to 31 because I usually do all of December on my December daily, just not 25 days. So I used the gold number 1 there, and just from the little Snow and Cocoa sticker sheet, I used the December, so December 1st. So what I normally do when I'm doing my December dailies is I like to use the pocket pages. They're nice and easy, but on some days I'll do like a larger photo if there's one specific photo and stick it in on a 6 by 8 page or on a 5 by 7 page inside the book, so it gives it a little bit more interest through the book as well instead of all pocket pages. Like I said, this one came, when I bought it, I bought all the pocket protectors this size, but it also came with some regular 8.5 by 11 sizes, so I could do a full 8.5 by 11 photo if I wanted to. We'll see if that happens or not. It's been I'm actually filming this middle of December and I haven't even started. As you can see, I'm on December 1st. So it's been a crazy month. We've had so much going on with shows and my mom and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm playing catch up big time. So this is going to be a quick video. I'm going to try and get caught up on at least 5 days, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, so what I do to get caught up, I've finished my day 1. I just added a few finishing touches, a little bit of gold fringe, some stickers, and the word joy here. But what I do when I'm trying to get caught up quickly, first thing is I lay out my photos. Now this is December 2nd, and I've got a lot of photos from this day because we went and saw the carol ship. So those ships come into our harbor where we live, and they're all decked out in lights. And I also have a cute little Snapchat photo with my youngest son, and then just a picture of I don't know if you can see, that's pretty dark, my oldest and my youngest, of course, on their phones while we're trying to look at the lights. Anyway, so I've got, for this spread here, I won't have to do much because I have lots of photos. So what I'm going to do is just cut out, I think, pretty much the same paper for the whole background, and then just use one pocket to kind of do my journaling and maybe put a little title on, so it says December 2nd. So this one's going to be fairly straightforward, nice and fast, which is awesome. That's exactly what I need right now. So I'll come back and show you how I finish that off. Okay, so to finish off December 2nd, all I'm going to do is add the number 2. So what I did is I took just the black and white paper from crepe paper, and I cut it into to fit the pockets, and added photos and a couple stickers, and then that little bright journaling card there, or it's a die cut from the die cut pack. So I'm just going to add the number 2 up here so that we know that that's December 2nd. Excuse my hair. I put that back in the pocket. So this pocket didn't take me hardly any time at all. I just had to cut the paper down, add the photos and stickers. So I got that one done quite quickly. And you could, just on the other side, do the same thing with the next set of papers, or photos, sorry, and use the back side of the paper. But I have boys, so probably pink won't work. And I don't have a lot of photos for day 3. I dressed my cat up as Elf, and I pulled out all the my husband pulled out all the Christmas decorations, including a big snowflake, and I talked about how every show Lyndon has been in, we've kept a prop from that show and either had kids sign it or we've kept it. So this was actually from a performance he did with Tony Barton called Jingle, and he was one of the kids in the cast, and we kept this big giant snowflake that was hung, and it's huge, but we put it up every year in our window. It fits our front window perfectly, and we just leave it there. So this is December 3rd, just, you know, some fun little photos. So I don't have a lot of photos for December 3rd, so I'm going to do a lot more decorating for this page, which actually takes a lot more time. And I'm going to see if I can find some cute little stickers and stuff. I think I'm going to use maybe one of the clips as well. One of these cute crepe paper clips. I love these. Might try and use that on there. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do for day 3, and I'll be back to show you how that looks. Okay, so I finished day 3. I ended up just doing a lot of kind of decorative pockets since I have such a big book this year, but I actually really love the way it turned out. So I added one of the little snowmen. Sorry, you can hear my printer in the background. They're printing off day 4. And I just made this cute little winter wonderland house with a tree, and just talking about, you know, this is just the beginning, pulling out all our decorations. I found one of these cute little clips, and this is from, I believe it's a Dear Lizzie collection from a while ago. This is from a Pink Paisley collection, the little bow, and the rest is all just crepe paper, and I think the snowflakes are crepe paper as well. So I just kind of talked about, you know, how every show Lyndon keeps a prop, and that's what that is. Talked about how unhappy Buttons was, you know, putting on her elf costume, and then just the beginning of Christmas. So for day 4, I think I'm going to see if I can find a 6x8 page that I'm going to add in here. I may even just make it, I have some 6x8 pages from an old Simple Stories book, these ones here, which are just kind of neutral pages. So I could even just add one of these in. I would just have to change where the holes are located. It depends how many photos I have for day 4. I have a few. So I think I'm going to try and add a 6x8 pocket page here. And I may add, I have one photo that I really like for this day, so I may just even add something like this just for the one photo and then do the rest on the pocket pages behind. So I'll show you how that looks in just 1 minute. Okay, so I went through my pockets and I found this really cute Simple Stories 6x8 pocket page. So it's 2, it looks like 2 maybe 3x3s, and then a couple of the smaller size squares. And since I have 4 smaller size photos and a couple of larger photos, I thought this one was perfect. So I'm going to use this one here, and I'll cut out these photos so they fit in the 4 here. And this is just my son and I just zipped into the mall for some Christmas shopping, and they had some beautiful decorations out. We also had some yoga and frus, which we haven't had one around here, so I was so excited when they opened one up in the new mall. And then my son, with different couple performances, he was doing a tech rehearsal for his Shrumped for Christmas, and then also did a Delta Opera and Performance Academy. They did a opera called exam time. So I am going to put those into the 6x8. Now I'm going to have to repunch these, and what I normally do when I repunch anything is I just put some washi tape on the edge, and that way when I repunch it you don't see the old holes or anything like that. So I'll find some cute washi tape that will go with this, and I will be back to show you how that looks. Okay, so I finished day number 4, and again this was just a trip to the mall for me and my son, and my other son had a couple of tech rehearsals and a performance, and just looking at all the pretty decorations in the mall and getting some of the yoga fruits. So here's my 6x8 page. I just added some of the washi tape that kind of went with the colors over here, and inserted it in here, so that'll be for day 4 and 5. And then, like I said, I'll probably do that a couple times throughout when I know I don't have a lot of photos. I ended up having a lot of photos for this day, so I could have used a big 8.5 by 11 sheet like this, but I just really wanted to do something a bit smaller and quicker for the day. So another way to get things done quicker is just to add, even if you just have one photo, just do a simple smaller page like this, one photo, add your journaling, and you're done. So that's definitely something you can do too if you're looking to make it go faster. So that's all I have for my December daily so far. Like I said, it's the middle of the month, so I'm way behind, but that's okay. I'll get caught up eventually. But what I'm going to do is also go back and show you a couple of my older December dailies, and so you can get an idea of all the different sizes that I've done in the past and what they look like, and maybe you can also get some inspiration from them. So I'm not going to show you all of them. I don't have enough time in this video to show you all of them. I thought I'd just bring out a couple and show you, this is definitely my oldest one, or one of the oldest ones. This is when my youngest was first Christmas, I believe, maybe second. So this would have been about 12 years ago. And this is Cosmo Cricut paper, and I know they're not around anymore. So when I used to do my mini albums, I used to use my Bind It all the time, and I used to keep them pretty simple. This is my husband from the Santa Claus parade. He is kind of a Grinch, so so this album is quite simple. It's just a big picture and then journaling and just talking about, and then I even made like a little flip book here and just talking about kind of our traditions. This is what I used to do. This is probably my second or third Christmas album that I did. I started them probably just a couple years after my oldest was born. So probably about 16 years ago I started documenting Christmas kind of in a little mini album like this. So you can see here's another little flip page here. And so again, this one was very simple. This is when I first started doing using my Bind It All for mini albums, and you couldn't I didn't have to worry about what size I wanted to or anything like that, so I could make it whatever size I wanted. So that probably would have been 2004 or 2005. This is another one I did with my Bind It All. They came out with these coveralls one year, and I decided to try making a really small one. I love that it's so chunky, but it was really hard to fit everything into a small one like this. But if you don't have a lot of time and you're only going to do one photo a day, this is a perfect size for you. So this one's really interactive. I made a lot of pockets, and you can see I'm getting not so bad at mini albums, so I was having a lot more fun with this. This again, I believe is Cosmo Cricut, maybe Simple Stories. Actually, I think it's Simple Stories. And so I loved the wood on this one. So you can see I basically did just one photo a day for this one. And this is when I started doing the picture a day, and so that was probably maybe 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago I've been doing a photo a day. So you can see I was doing just one photo a day, but from there I've kind of definitely done more than one photo a day. So like I said, this one has a lot of pockets and it's very interactive, and that's why it got so bulky, because there's all these little pockets, and I just cut out the numbers from a sheet of paper, I believe that was. So here's another little pocket in here with some journaling. And I just kept my photos to a pretty small size and added a lot of the journaling and stuff in the little pocket. So this is just a little bag that I added. Again, I used my Bind It All for this one. So you can see this is kind of probably the last time I did like a small album like this. Most of my previous ones were quite small like this. Here the boys look like maybe 5 years ago. And then it definitely took a turn, and I started doing 6x8 albums. So I probably did 5 years of 6x8 albums. This is December 2014. So, and I found this is the perfect size, the 6x8, and because I was taking more than one photo a day at this point, so you can see as I go through, I'm just going to do like a quick flip through, that there's usually at least 1 or 2 photos every day for this album, which is a mix of everything Christmas. I think this was one of the years that nobody really put out a new Christmas line, so I ended up using kind of all my old Christmas stuff for this, which was awesome. I used up a lot of it. I know this is October afternoon. I see some, I think this is jelly bean soup in here. And again, I made this more interactive. There's some flip pages, and I actually used up some really old Jolie 3D stickers that I had. So you can see this kind of developed into this, kind of using all different kinds size layouts. So I really enjoyed this. So this kind of has become my staple. So this is last year, 2015. Again, I printed off a calendar at the front, which I'd like to do again for this year. And this one definitely has a lot more, I added a lot more of the paraphernalia from Christmas, like the bag from Rocky Mountain Chocolate. And I definitely made a lot more of the shaker pockets, which were becoming really popular. And so just a picture of me and my family. We ended up doing it at the mall that year because we didn't have time to take a photo. So again, this one definitely became more than one photo a day. And I definitely tried to make it more interesting with the pockets. And I really love, this is probably one of my favorite that I did. A lot of the paper is crepe paper. And my son was in Wizard of Oz that year, so I kept the program in here. So that's there, and kind of his friend that he met through Wizard of Oz and opening night. A lot of it was geared around towards Wizard of Oz for that year. And again, Starbucks, oh, this is Hallmark. Usually it's Starbucks that has the nice bags, but I added this Hallmark bag. We create ourselves as we go. I thought that went perfect with somebody who's creative, who likes to scrapbook and stuff. We definitely create ourselves as we go. We are always constantly changing. And more Wizard of Oz, and again making gingerbread, which is one of our traditions. And the cat hates the Grinch stuffy, so she's always attacking it. Seeing Star Wars has kind of become a tradition, which we are doing again tonight for Rogue One, and having a friend come out and watch him. And I had these leftover pictures and I forgot to scrapbook them, so I just added them right in there with some wrapping paper, and that's just a Starbucks coffee cup thing. So I was definitely trying to add a lot more of the ephemera and stuff that comes along with all the stuff that we do at Christmas for this one, and I really love how this one turned out. So, but like I said, I'm doing a totally different book for me this year. This is the 8.5 by 11 We Are Memory Keepers. So, so far it's been not too bad. I've been taking a lot of photos, so it's actually not too bad. I do have lots of photos to put in here, and I can always just add in the 6x8 when I don't. So it's been working out pretty good, and I'm excited to keep going. So thanks very much for stopping by. Don't forget to go check out Joy's channel, which I would link below, so you can see how she was inspired by her December daily work and maybe some others. So thanks very much. We'll see you in the new year.